In today's video, I would like to talk about the 4 reasons why I think a lot of people have problems with their bench press. If you're new to this channel, obviously I'm not a native speaker, you probably can hear this already. I have videos already in German, but I will create some videos, or a lot of videos actually, in English. So if you're new here to this channel and you're English speaking, consider to subscribe. Okay, the first reason why people have problems with their bench press is the technique. I think this is the biggest reason. They just don't focus long enough to really work on their technique. I think they don't take it seriously enough to improve their technique. And I think sometimes they also don't really know what's the right technique for them, because it's also pretty much individual. So you really have to make room into your program for like technique stuff or technique training. I think people need to do between 3 and 6 months. Of course, it depends on the athlete, how advanced the athlete is, how bad or how good the technique is. But I think like 2, 3 or 4 weeks is very often not long enough, by far not long enough. The second reason is trendy exercises. A lot of people do Spoto press, Larsen press, and I don't know like all the names of these exercises. They're good, there's no question about this, but I think it doesn't make sense for everybody, or like not every exercise of this makes sense for you. So you really have to look what's your weakness, and then you can decide, okay, this exercise makes sense for me, or this maybe not. I have a story about this. A person asked me to help with the bench press, or like asked me like, hey, how can I improve my bench press? I'm doing this and this and this. And this person had problems with like the lower portion of the press, like from the chest up, the first I don't know, like 1 or 2 inches. He or she lost control, and if this person missed, there was always like in this part or in this area. And I asked what this person was doing like before, what exercises, and this is just one part of it, but this person told me that he or she is doing a lot of Spoto press. And if you think about this logically, Spoto press is the last thing this person should do, because with the Spoto press you skip actually this part, like the part where this person had the most problems with. He or she skipped it all the time, didn't do it, because with the Spoto press you stop before the chest, maybe like 1 inch or 2 inch, depending, like depends on you basically. But with the Spoto press you don't really train like the lowest portion, like the pushing out, or pushing out the bar with your whole body, using leg drive and all these things. So I told this person, like, maybe you shouldn't do this exercise. I think it's not doing any good for you, at least not right now, and you should really focus on the full range of motion and like really on the lower portion, or maybe like even increase the range of motion. So I think many people don't think about this logically, or what makes sense for them and what not. So next time when you have like a really nice exercise or cool exercise or fancy exercise you see on the internet, on YouTube or something like this, just think about this, if it makes sense or not for you, because you know when you miss a lift where it is roundabout. So the third point is that people trust programming too much. Don't get me wrong, programming is very important, especially in strength training. It's very important, but especially in America, people really think they just need good programming and that's it, and then they will get stronger by itself with just a good program. That's not like this. If you think about this, programming is there so you get stronger, you get physically stronger. If you change your technique, or you improve your technique, and I think almost everybody can do this, you improve your numbers way faster. Like I can, like if we're in a seminar or something like this, and a person comes to me and says like, hey, I want to get stronger in bench press, I don't know what to do. And like, what would I do first? Like, of course I would check his technique first. If he has a bad technique, I can probably like improve his bench press by 20 pounds, or I just say a number, but probably by 20 pounds by just changing his technique. Of course it depends like how strong it is, how advanced, but I pretty much can improve his number very fast, probably within the same day, maybe, depending like how big the change is, of course, just by adjusting this technique. With programming, like getting stronger takes time. Like it probably takes like a month to like get to the same level then. And the second thing with the routine, the training routine or the programming, is that there are also a lot of bad coaches out there now. Like I don't want to, it shouldn't be a video where like criticize a lot of coaches or like these Instagram coaches. I don't want to talk about this, but just think about this. Not everybody who puts in their like little description on Instagram that he's a strength coach and inbox me, that they are good coaches. The fourth point is not trusting the process or like the programming. Especially when you have a coach, you should really do what he is writing down for you. If you have questions about this, like why you do this for this long or why you train light at this period of time, you should ask him. If he has no answer for this, he's probably not the best coach, and you maybe should look for a different one, or like do your own programming. I'm a big fan of this too, so you really learn what's working for you, what's not. I experienced this with one person only, because I like to do, you probably hear this, a lot of technique stuff and a lot of light stuff in the beginning, and then everybody gets some, or not everybody, but this person got a little bit nervous, like, oh, I do just light stuff and I get weaker and all the things. But I mean, everything makes sense. It's like basically in 3 phases, and everything is like built into each other. And like if you skip the first phase, let's say, you don't really have a foundation where you build like all your strength on, or like all your like bigger lifts. If you need more help, I have a free training plan. It's over 24 weeks. It's over 3 phases. If you need a little bit of help, especially with your bench press, just go to my website and you will get the training plan. It's completely for free. You also don't have to put in your email address or something. I will send it to you over Facebook, over my Facebook page, and then you can see it. It's a Google Doc. It's like a Google Sheet, so it's completely for free. You don't have to pay anything, and then you see like what I mean with like programming, like technique training into your plan, and then like build onto it. I hope this video helped you out, and see you next time.